As I was leaving, the waitress locked the door and whispered, "Promise you won't pass out." I laughed it off until the room tilted and my knees buckled. I share new life stories here every day, and I would really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and liked my video. Now let's jump back into my story. I'm sure you'll love it if you keep listening till the end and tell me from which part of the world you are watching this story. I am interested to know how far away this story traveled. My name is Naomi Carter, and that was the moment I realized the worst night of my life was only beginning. The diner was nearly empty, the kind of late-night spot that smelled like burnt coffee and old regrets. I'd stopped there after my shift at the nursing home, feet aching, head pounding, stomach rolling in quiet protest. I thought it was exhaustion. Maybe hunger. Maybe stress from the divorce papers sitting unopened in my purse. The waitress Renee, according to her name tag, had been watching me too closely all night. Every time I stood up to use the restroom, she'd appear out of nowhere asking if I was okay, refilling my water even when the glass was full. I told myself she was just doing her job. When I paid and reached for the door, that's when she slid the bolt shut. "Hey," I said, forcing a smile. "What are you doing?" Renee's face was pale, her eyes sharp with fear. "Just promise me you won't pass out." The room swayed. A high-pitched ringing filled my ears. I opened my mouth to answer, but my tongue felt thick, useless. My hand slipped from the door handle, and suddenly the floor rushed up to meet me. I didn't lose consciousness, not fully. I remember flashes. Renee dragging a chair closer, her voice shaking as she called someone on the phone. My own heart beating so fast I thought it might tear through my chest. "I told him she didn't look right," Renee said into the phone. "Yeah. Same symptoms, just like the others." The others. That phrase sliced through the fog in my head. When I finally came around, I was lying on the diner booth, my jacket folded under my head. My purse was gone. Panic surged through me until Renee pressed it into my hands. "Did you take anything?" she asked urgently. "Pills? Drinks? Anything someone gave you?" "No," I whispered. "Just coffee. And the meatloaf." "Okay." She swore under her breath. "That's what I was afraid of." Renee pulled up her sleeve, showing a faint scar near her elbow. "3 months ago, I collapsed just like you. Same time, same booth. Same meal. I ended up in the hospital with organ failure they couldn't explain." My chest tightened. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying someone's poisoning people," she replied. "Slowly, carefully, and management keeps covering it up." Before I could respond, the back door creaked open. A tall man stepped inside wearing a jacket with the diner's logo stitched over the heart. Calvin Brooks, the night manager. His smile was wide, practiced and terrifying. "What's going on in here?" he asked. "Customer feeling unwell." Renee stepped in front of me. "She needs an ambulance." Calvin's eyes flicked to me, then to the locked door. His smile hardened. "That won't be necessary." That's when my vision blurred again. I realized Renee hadn't locked the door to trap me inside. She'd locked it to keep him out. By the time the sirens wailed in the distance, Calvin Brooks was pounding on the diner door like a man with something to hide. "Unlock this damn door, Renee," he shouted. "You're overreacting." Renee didn't flinch. She knelt beside me, gripping my hand so tightly it hurt, but it kept me grounded. "Stay with me, Naomi," she said. "You hear those sirens? That's help." My stomach twisted violently, pain radiating through my ribs like fire. I gagged, barely turning my head in time as Renee held a napkin to my mouth. Blood, dark and terrifying. "I'm dying," I whispered. "No," she said fiercely. "You're surviving." Calvin's pounding stopped abruptly. Through the window, I saw him step back, already calculating his escape. Renee cursed and ran to the phone again. "He's leaving," she said. Yes, he's the one." The manager. "Check the health reports. The hospital cases. You'll see the pattern." Minutes later, the door burst open not with Calvin's key, but with a crowbar. Police flooded the diner, followed closely by paramedics. The last thing I saw before the stretcher straps tightened was Renee arguing with an officer, refusing to let Calvin disappear into the night. I woke up in the hospital 2 days later. Acute poisoning. A rare compound slipped into food in tiny doses enough to make people sick. Not enough to kill them outright. Not immediately. The doctor told me I was lucky. Renee had recognized the signs early. If I'd gone home, I might not have woken up at all. Detectives visited that afternoon. They told me Calvin Brooks had been arrested trying to flee the state. Turns out he'd been running an insurance scam, targeting late-night customers with no witnesses, filing false incident reports, collecting payouts when victims collapsed off-site or died quietly days later. Your waitress saved your life, one detective said. I asked to see her. Renee came in slowly, a bandage on her arm, dark circles under her eyes. We stared at each other for a long moment before I reached for her hand. You locked the door, I said. She nodded. I made a promise to myself after what happened to me. I wouldn't let anyone else walk out of there alone. The diner was shut down within the week. News crews came and went. Lawsuits followed. Calvin's smile disappeared from the screens, replaced by cold mugshots and long sentencing hearings. As for me, recovery was slow. My body healed faster than my trust. I stopped going out late. I learned to listen when my instincts whispered instead of screamed. Renee and I still talk. Sometimes over coffee, never meatloaf. Never diners that stay open past midnight. And every time I stand up to leave, she jokes softly, "Promise you won't pass out." I smile now when she says it. Because thanks to her, I didn't asterisk thanks for watching till end. Please like and subscribe my channel. I will be very thankful to you. Sometimes life takes turns we never expect. Every person in this story carried their own pain, their own choices, and their own consequences. Maybe you saw yourself in one of them, or maybe it reminded you of someone you once knew. What do you think happened next? What would you have done if you were in their place? If you have any questions about what happened to the other characters, or if you want me to share more about them, just comment below. I read every message you leave, and your thoughts truly mean a lot to me. And if this story touched your heart, inspired you, or even made you think differently, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep sharing stories that move people, open minds. And remind us we're all human. At the end of the day, your support keeps these stories alive. Thank you for watching, for feeling, and for being part of this journey. More powerful stories are coming soon. Stay tuned and stay kind.